Sooner Scoop HD.
Spring.
I think we're way ahead of where we were last spring, but we should be. But we've made a lot of progress this offseason. So pleased with where we've come, but at the same time, we got so far to go. But the attitude and the commitment and the work ethic, we're ahead of where we were last year.
So did the walkthroughs instead of the 7-on-7s and things benefit you guys a lot more than?
Anytime you can teach. Anytime you have teaching times and they're walking through it where they can see it, I think that's how a lot of kids learn. And the more of those we can do, which we do a lot here. The more of those we can do, the better off it is, and you see the incremental improvement.
Ted, you guys spoke so often last fall about the importance of having it up here so you can play basketball on the field. How much does another year with some of these guys in the system, and as you said, all that time help?
Okay, how many years have you been doing your job?
Several.
Okay. How much better were you after the first year than when you started?
Better every year.
There you go. Yeah, so same thing in football. No different. Yeah.
Can you kind of put a gauge on Son McCauley? He played defensive end last year at Indiana. Can you put a gauge on where he is at linebacker and Cheetah and his understanding?
Yeah, he's done a good job so far coming in and learning. And at the same time, been real impressed with how he's worked. And he's put on some weight. He came off an injury, so he's put on some weight. And just got to keep grinding, man. But yeah, he's got a bright future.
What do you all want a guy at his position to weigh? I mean, particularly.
It depends on how fast they are. If they can be 240 and be fast, I'm all for that. If they can be 220 and be fast, I'm all for that. So each body type's a little bit different, and each player, their target weight is where their ultimate weight is a little bit different. So again, so much more of it is maybe not about just weight, but about composition, about the body composition, and that's big. And our strength coaches the nutrition department do such a great job with that. Yeah.
Ted was just talking to Danny about how much he's
You're
grown.
talking to who?
Danny, how much he's grown as a leader this year. What have you seen? Anything
I've
specific?
seen that, yeah. As far as his, knowledge is power. And last year, he went this way. His game went this way. It really elevated. And part of that is he got understood things more and got more comfortable. And part of it, the reason it happened, because he put so much time in, his level of commitment. And I've seen a lot of growth and a lot of improvement, and still need a lot more from him. And he's capable of that. And I know that he wants to be in that role for this football team, and he's working to get better at that every day. And we're trying to help him as coaches.
Coach, what do you see as the main thing you want this team to accomplish this spring?
The right mindset. I want an attack mindset. That we attack everything every day, and if we do that, we're going to be just fine. But to understand, the difference between winning and losing, the very, very small things that when you go back and you watch the third downs and you watch the fourth downs, what some people may not see, what some people may consider little mistakes, they're big mistakes because they allow the other team to stay on the field. And so many times in a game of football, when you make a mistake in those situations, the other team ends up scoring. And that happened to us a lot last year. And, to be able to, we had 5 one-possession games. So, to be able to get over the hump, just to get better with the details. And obviously being another year in the system. But we have a lot of new guys too, But, that's a good thing too. They've all brought something different to the table. So just see how it keeps blending and keep growing and keep improving. That's the goal, man. Get better every day. I know that sounds like coaching talk, but that's life talk.
Talk about your linebacking core. You've added some guys. It looks like you have some of the best athletes there. So how's it coming together?
Well, after one day, as coaches, sometimes we see the mistakes, but I thought it was a good first day. But as far as developing like Jaren Kanak, heck, last year was his first year of playing defense, and he did it at Oklahoma in the Big 12. So, his off-season development and growth, you've seen that a lot. And, guys like, we've talked about Danny, but, Kobe McKenzie and Kip Lewis and, Justin Harrington and those guys. So to have more depth, because with more competition brings out the best in everybody. So every rep is like gold out there, you know, and you can't waste them.
How big is it to have a guy like Danny who had to play when he was younger and go through all those experiences to teach some of these young guys who might have to step up this year?
It's real because you know he went through it. You know, he, like you said, he played as a young guy. I mean, he played on almost 1,000 snaps last year, and that's a lot, you know. But at the same time, this year he's going to be so much better off because of it. And now, when those other guys are going through the mud, and everybody goes through the mud, but when they're going through the deep mud, he can say, hey, I've been there. This is what it's going to look like if you'll just keep doing this, this, and this. And as a peer and as a guy that other guys see as a leader, that means a lot. Yeah.
Coach, what have your initial impressions of Phil been since you arrived?
Phil absolutely loves the game of football. You know, he's come in, and it's obviously it's going really fast for him right now, but that's to be expected, you know. But as far as the way he's approached it, he's had a very mature approach, and you know, just got to work on being a college linebacker at the University of Oklahoma.
Ted, can you describe what's a typical involvement for an assistant coach, the coaching staff, how you guys evaluate the transfer portal and help Brent make decisions? What your feedback might be, film study, or maybe you recruited a kid out of high school?
Well, you're right. He's the ultimate decision maker, obviously, but, you know, we all have opinions, and, you know, everybody's opinion is listened to. And whether, like you said, you knew a kid in high school and you knew, hey, this kid would fit our program, or, you know what, maybe that kid wouldn't fit our program from an off-the-field type situation. And then the film kind of talks for itself, and then you talk to, you know, other coaches that you might know on the places that some of these guys are coming from, and get their opinion. And again, it all adds up to a bunch of information, and, you know, Coach Venables makes a decision on what to do.
A constant stream of communication between the assistants and the head coach?
Yeah.
You guys kind of make the decision and present it to him?
No, we present our opinions and then say, hey, this is what we think should happen, and then he says, yeah, I agree, or no, that's not what I want to do.
Haven't really gotten your assessment then how you did in the transfer portal this year.
After the first day, I think we did okay, but we haven't seen the full effects of the transfer portal because there were some guys out there not practicing. So but you know what? We got shorts on, man. So we'll see how it goes when we put pads on. You know, yeah.
In that vein, Ted, Brent talks about adding physicality at the point of attack. When you have
absolutely
Trace and Rondell and Jacob and Devon, what do they bring in that respect? What have been the impressions, even if you're in shorts now?
Well, again, the guys that have a mature approach because they've already, and this is like their last shot. They're here for a reason, and they understand that. So a sense of desperation and to make this work for them, and you know, that's the physicality. You know, all the drills. You got to drill it. You got to demand it, and then when we put pads on, you got to do it over and over and over again, so it becomes who we are, because it's a habit, just like anything else.
Sooner Scoop HD.